Hi there. So I am Brittany-Foxwell, and obviously you know from following me on my channel, I just wanted to be loyal to you guys and to post a video to help out some of my other fellow realtors. Some great information that I actually found out that I think will be really helpful to you all that I didn't even know myself. Even someone that has a business management degree still did not even think about these things when it comes to as far as realtors, like what kind of write-offs can we have. So these are the things that were really helpful to me. I won't make this super long, and if and when you may want more information, then just feel free to reach out to me, message me, drop in the comments and say that, hey, look, can you give me some more information about this? Because this is some really good, valuable information. And anyway, so basically, for starters, there are lots of things. So I have a spreadsheet that I can send to you that would give you information about where to put things for your tax accountant, because it's super important for your accountant to know where everything goes. Sending him a spreadsheet is just going to be great. Here's one of the things that I do. I have an actual little credenza. It's all for the whole entire year, right? And you put the month in that you're doing your receipts. Yep, like a person that's not used to doing these things, you got to hang on to all your receipts and put them in there, and then you reconcile each month. It'll be a lot easier than trying to do it, I don't know, it's the 12th, so some of us may be scurrying around with 3 days left before taxes are due, or before you have to do your extension. Anyway, so in this spreadsheet that I'm mentioning, there are information on here that's like for commissions paid to others, such as your coaches. How many realtors pay our coaches? Like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I know I personally, when I was at my last realty company, paid 10% for every sale that I did. That is a lot of money. Also, your transaction coordinator. Minimum is $350 to $500 you're paying to your transaction coordinators, okay? So for every single bit of that, it's extremely important so that this can lower your tax bracket. Because when you get your 1099, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is great. It looks like I made all this money. However, I paid a lot of things in, right? If that makes sense. If anyone can relate to me. Then there are also, in this spreadsheet that I'm mentioning, contracted labor. That's if you were, if people hired you to paint a house that you have listed or mow the lawn, etc., then this is going to be a 1099 miscellaneous form that needs to be filled out. It's a miscellaneous income form. I can help you out if you have any questions. I'm not a tax advisor, nor will I claim to be one. Just want to help out however I can, point you in the right direction. That's for anyone that you pay over $600 or more in a tax year. Okay. All right. So then I've got lots of things for you. All right. So that was in D. All right. E is going to be health insurance. This is not for your spouse that's paying health insurance. This is for you personally paying health insurance plans for you and your family if you were the primary insured on the policy. If the insurance was for your spouse's employer, this does not go there. Okay? All right. Next. All right. It's going to be your professional liability insurance and your E&O. That's going to be, usually depends on the company. It can be anywhere from $100 or more and up, right? Okay. Then there's a column G that's going to be for interest. This is going to pertain to interest paid on any business loans or business credit cards only, not a personal interest, okay? And then the next column that I'm mentioning in this spreadsheet is going to be for legal and professional. That's going to be for any accountants that you have had to pay, tax accountants, or attorneys for services that are directly related to your business. Keep in mind, that's very important, okay? So you're going to include fees for tax advice, tax return preparation related to your business. The IRS has stated that the only amounts of tax preparation fees that can be deducted on Schedule C are the proportion of the fee that is related to the business. The courts have ruled in some cases 100% of tax prep fees can be deducted on the Schedule C. Include the entire amount and discuss this with your tax preparer. Usually they will go with like about an 80%, okay? So for instance, it costs me $550 for every time I file my taxes. So that's just as an example, even amending my returns, et cetera, et cetera. So that can be deductible, and that's going to be in this particular column. Next one, office expenses. This is going to be where you list any amounts for anything that you spend on your office such as postage, your stamps, your copies, your desk fees. Do not list any supplies in this particular column because they're going to come later, all right? And then also do not list equipment such as your cell phones, computers, etc., because they're going to be somewhere different. So like for instance, I pay HP Print. They like own me for every single copy that I have to make, and every time a toner is needed, etc. and stuff. You get the idea, all right? And some of your companies have desk fees that the brokerages do. All right, then the next column is going to be rent or lease payments for machine or equipment. This is going to be where you're going to include amounts for renting or leasing office equipment, such as your copiers, fax machines, computers, etc. You do not include leased vehicles or rental cars in this column. And check with your brokerage because they can help you to let you know what does and does not need to be included for this, okay? The next one is going to be rent or lease payments for other business property. This is going to be for renting an office space, not desk fees or storage space for your business items such as for sale signs, business records, etc. So basically for an office space that you may have. If you share an office, you have a cubicle, any desk space. All right, so that would be qualified there. Then the next one, column L, repairs and maintenance. And this is going to be including any amount spent on to repair or maintain your office and your business equipment. You do not include the value of your own labor. Very, very, very important, okay? Do not include amounts to restore or replace the property. And do not include the vehicle or the home office repair. So this may sound a little bit confusing, I'm sure, but this is just basically the amount it costs to repair and maintain your office for the year, okay, from January 1st to December 31st, okay? And I'm no way trying to claim to be a tax accountant by any means. I'm just trying to help my realtor folks out, okay? So then column M, supplies. Okay, include amounts such as for all supplies to run your business. The paper it costs you. We know we go through a lot of paper as realtors. Toner, oh Lord, all the time. Okay, the staples, the paper clips, binders, etc. Label makers, the label maker tape, the list goes on and on, okay? Do not include any item that costs more than $100 because it will be used for more than 1 year, okay? You don't want to do that, all right? Those items are going to be reported differently, okay, where you automatically have them deducted each year. All right, so all of your office supplies, keep that in mind. Column N, licenses. Include your fees to hold a real estate license. Well, we know that's not cheap as a realtor. Or your broker's license. So any other types of licenses or permits that you are required to have to run your business, okay? This is your MLS dues. This is your NAR dues. This is going to be your monthly dues with your brokerage, just to give you an example, okay? All right, next. Moving on, we're at column O, travel, okay? Include the expenses for lodging and transportation other than your own business vehicle. Connected with overnight travel for business or business conventions. Do not include expenses for meals or entertainment here. They're going to come in another column later on, okay? Do not include expenses for your spouse unless he or she is a bona fide employee of yours. If your non-employee spouse accompanies you on a business trip / convention and the hotel has different rates for one occupant as opposed to two, you can deduct only the lower price. Also included here are fares for taxis, limos, buses, trains, planes, and any other means of transportation in getting to and from to your overnight business location. Tips not associated with meals are also included here as well. Also include the cost of the convention. Very important. Lots of times, a lot of realty companies are offering all the places that you can go to, etc., etc. This is where you would put this in the column, okay? When you go to these certain events. All right, column P, meals. All right, enter here total meals while traveling away from home. On an overnight business trip, also included are costs for meals associated with the active conduct of your business while not traveling, as long as you are having a business discussion with a business associate, buyer, seller, etc. Be sure to give your tax preparer 100% of qualifying meals and the entertainment expenses. Just because they're deductible at only 50%, don't divide the expenses in half by yourself. Your tax preparer software program will do that for you. For them, sorry. Okay. Then next, open house / seminars. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I know that I paid a lot of money in open houses and paying for the drinks, the waters, the cookies, the this, that list goes on and on. Mimosa, champagne, it doesn't matter. Whatever the occasion is, or depending on the house. Okay? Yeah, lots. Okay. So, the time to get there, the mileage, etc. If you hold a seminar for a home buyer, which I've done those as well, home buyer presentations, for home buyers and provide food and beverages, those expenses are deductible at 100%. Food expenses for open houses are deducted at 100%. Only events open to the general public are eligible for the 100% deduction. All right, next one, phone and internet, okay? Your cell phone bill. That's what keeps the phone ringing. Enter your charges on this column that I will provide the spreadsheet if you're interested. For your monthly cell phone bill, this column also includes any charges that your BIC charges you for phone services or a separate bill from the phone company for a line in your office. Okay, that's a little dated. Any phone line in your home that you use for your home office will be listed on another form. Internet charges not associated with your home office should be entered here. The IRS considers the first landline into a home to be personal. If you use it for business, it's not deductible. Well, not many of us have a landline anymore, so this is not pertainable to us in this case, but very good to know. All right, next column, listings / closing costs. Realtors will often have to provide some help to a seller in order to get a house to the condition that it can be sold. Perhaps that you will help out by painting a room, cutting the grass, installing a new bathroom sink, etc. Any costs of merchandise and materials are included here. Paying someone to do this can be entered here or under the contract labor. You can not deduct anything for your own labor. Also, providing help at closing costs, such as paying for a home warranty, those are costly, or other closing costs are deductible. Okay, so that's in that column. The next one is for your column T is courses and continuing education. Almost all real estate agents and continuing are all real estate courses and continuing education courses are deductible. Education costs to help you maintain or improve skills needed in your present work are deductible. Education costs that will qualify you for a new trade are not deductible. That's Captain Obvious there. That means that the pre-licensing course that a new agent must take is not deductible, okay? But you can deduct tuition, books, supplies, transportation, and travel costs. You do not have to attend qualifying educational courses only in your hometown. You can attend a qualifying course in Maui, Hawaii, and deduct all of the appropriate costs for the travel, tuition, lodging, etc. It must be a course about real estate. It cannot be, for instance, a Tony Robbins webinar. Okay? All right. Just throwing that out there. Then the next is going to be column U, gifts. How many of us realtors pay for gifts? Lots. Okay? All right. So there is no limit to the dollar amount of gifts that you can give to one person. However, there is a limit on how much you can deduct per person a year. Okay, so each person on here, according to the IRS, is $25. 25 bucks. My goodness, we spend hundreds on closing costs. But anyway, we won't even go there. All right, so if you're married, it's still $25. It doesn't mean an additional one. However, for an example, if you and your spouse together, one spouse is a mortgage lender that you deal with, and the other is a home inspector that you use, those can be separated where you would pay, it would be 25 on each one on that situation. Next column, okay, dues, fees, and publications. This is where you're going to enter all of your local, state, and national association of realtor dues. Also list dues paid to the clubs like Lions Club, Exchange, Rotary, etc. Okay? But the country club and golf club dues are never deductible. So, Women's Association of Realtors, as an example, just throwing that one out there. That could be deducted here. MLS fees should be entered here. All professional publications to which that you subscribe to should be here. Your business books, your tapes, CDs, etc., DVDs are listed here, okay? Next column is column W, which would be other. And if you have a legitimate business expense and if you don't know where to put it, then just put it here. Then give an explanation to your tax preparer. You can also add more columns if you have reoccurring monthly expenses for something that's not listed here. And I know I've definitely put your head and brain overload, but I just figured that this was something that was important because not all of us know all the things that you can and can't write off. And when it comes to tax time, you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Let's see. Pay my cell phone, and I have an office, and okay, I could write off like a third of my office. What are my utilities each month? Divided by 3. What's my cell phone, etc. Divided by 3. My water bill. All the things, right? So just trying to help out. So sorry that this was super long, and I know it was not very fun. But anyways, I thought that this would be really helpful, and I just wanted to provide this to you guys because I wanted to be a good person. All right, talk to you soon, and let me know if you want to have the spreadsheet that I'm mentioning all the steps and all the things, because I don't want any of my realtor friends to get audited, not ever, ever, ever. So reach out to me soon. Bye.